All right, this video is for all you old ass washed up producers who aren't making money off of your beats. I'm just kidding. That was mean. I'm an older producer. I'm not like first generation or second generation of producers, but I started in the late 90s when I was a pretty young teen myself. I'm in that age group where if an older producer doesn't like what I'm saying, they'll call me young as an insult. If a younger producer doesn't like what I'm saying, they'll call me an old man as an insult, which doesn't make sense because old people were once young and young people will, God willing, become old. It's inevitable. Now, since about 2005, I've been teaching younger people how to make beats, music production, etc. And when I look around at my peers, the people in my age group, it seems like they've either found success and they're working their asses off right now, or they're really struggling. Now, of course, growing up, getting older, that's an absolute blessing. Getting older is unavoidable, but becoming bitter is a choice, especially when it comes to really simple and concrete things like making beats. The comments that I get that tell me I'm lying when I say selling beats online isn't dead or the music business isn't dead for producers, people telling me to stop encouraging people to get into music production for a career because it's dead, it's an impossible dream. They're all old and bitter. These aren't young people saying this. The young people don't come with that type of energy. Have you ever met a musician who's young and bitter? Probably not. When I work with young people and they're making beats, they're energized, they're hopeful. Now here's the paradox, and this sucks. When you're young and you have the time, the energy, and the lack of responsibility that allows you to take beat making seriously and really focus on it, you're too young to take anything seriously. That's how I was. And when you're older and you're ready, you're wise enough, you're smart enough, you're developed enough, and you want to focus on music as a career, well, now you have too many responsibilities and too little time to pursue music as a career. Now, does that mean that all older producers are going to fall into this category and completely fail because they're afraid to risk their comfort? No. Does that mean that all young people are too busy doing TikTok dances and wearing shiesties at the mall to focus on making music as a career? No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, this is one of my new favorite YouTube channels.
I made 136 grand before I graduated high school simply by posting beats on YouTube.
Good Lord, I can't imagine being this focused in high school. But anyway, let's talk about a video because I feel like people who watch my videos, they might be a little older. Let's get some energy and some wisdom from these young people. I just stumbled upon a video from a kid, someone that I actually interacted with like 4 years ago.
What's good, it's JB, and I made my first 100,000 off just beats. So I actually had started making beats when I was 10, like just on my phone with the FL Studio mobile app. And then around the time that I was 14, that was when I had decided to make me an Instagram account.
Okay, I'm noticing a lot of things about this guy. And you know, he's a teenager right now. He's 19, he's still a teenager. I'm gonna save my comments for a second, but there's something, I'm noticing a lot.
I just started DMing a lot of producers to collab. So I just hit up anybody that I wanted to work with and I'll just say, what's your email? I got 5 for you. And then eventually, after so many people using my loops, I was able to land a couple of placements. One thing that had made me stand out with my loops was that I actually had good melodies. I've been playing in church since I was about 13. So I was always really just good on the piano. So that was one thing that made my melodies stand out for real. Cause then they'll go to my loops and then see, oh, he got some hard piano loops. That's kind of my thing for real. Like I really shine when it comes to
it is. If you're not familiar with his music, hold on a second. His production credits are kind of crazy. They're long. I mean, you scroll down. This is just on Genius. You keep scrolling. They don't stop. And his style is piano driven. Here are some things that I noticed about him. One, he's keeping records. He has a screenshot of his Instagram from back when he was 14, and you're gonna see him bring up more records throughout this video, I'm pretty sure, like bank statements, etc. So he's incredibly organized. That's what I'm gathering from him. And he initially starts off by saying that one of his major assets in becoming successful in the music business was his consistency. Look, that's just a given. When people ask anybody who's found success in the music business what one of the keys is, they're gonna say consistency. But I don't think people necessarily believe that, because when people ask me what the key to success in the music business is, I feel like a lot of them are expecting some kind of magic incantation where they say those words, they wake up the next day and they're rich and their bed's made out of platinum. You hear people try to downplay success all the time by saying stuff like, well, this kid's probably an industry plant, or a lot of people say this, a lot of people have skeletons in their closet and psychosexual trauma that they need to get therapy for, but the only reason this person's successful is because he got diddied, and the only reason I'm not successful is because I won't get diddied. Keep those people away from me. Wait, hold on a second. Why aren't we collabing on beats? I just uploaded a beat collab idea to my private Discord. If you haven't joined, go to patreon.com/DJPayne1. The link is below. And I want to shout out all the patrons that signed up early. We're still a small community, but I appreciate them joining. We're making beats. Actually, I just, like I said, posted something, so I'm getting collabs sent back to me that I want to upload to my beat store because they're dope. Shout out to Chris Rappel. Shout out Phoenix Element, Silent Agony, Jay Sherb. Shout out Mark. Shout out David Ruiz. Shout out Not H. Shout out Adjust. Eighth Dimension, Groovy J, Parlor City Studio, Eaton Koch, Ronnie Johnson, TGC Mac 3, A Dunna, and of course Dwayne Ransom. Join the Patreon. Hope to see you in the Discord. Back to the video. Now, focus is important. Absolutely. Consistency is important. However, what a lot of us forget, and JB is saying this, he's just not being as direct with it as I'm going to be. Talent still matters. You still have to be talented. It's so simple. It's so fundamental. Yet a lot of us cling to these narratives that producers are only famous because beats are all trash anyway. Producers nowadays are just throwing 2 loops together and calling it a day and waking up to a Drake placement. Look, these narratives are just made up mostly by bitter old producers, once again, to use as excuses. People stop holding themselves accountable when they buy into these narratives because they use those narratives as shields. Hey, why am I not more successful? Oh, it's because I'm not putting loops together in Diddy's studio making trash beats like everybody else. I'm way better than them. That's why I'm not successful. No, it's probably just because you aren't focused enough. You're certainly not outworking JB, but ultimately talent matters. You have to be good, especially when you're a kid and you don't have industry clout or connections at age 14, because you don't. You have to rely on your talent, and that's what he did. And it's important. To this day, we just lose sight of it and we get caught up in all these other narratives. His beats were good, his loops were good, he succeeded.
And around that time when I was just 14, I had ran up around 25K just off selling loops for real.
Jeez. I'm thinking of myself at age 14 if I had made $25,000 that year.
It wasn't really royalties as much back then because I had just started, so that was really just like off the most of like the 25K back then when I was 14. So I was still in high school and I was just having that type of money back then. And then over time, since I had started getting a couple of big placements, that's when I had started getting advanced checks. And then I would also get royalties like BMI and master royalties that would eventually start to hit. And another thing that I knew early on was that having multiple income streams was very important.
Okay, now he's going to talk about multiple income streams. He is speaking with a lot of wisdom that is usually reserved for people who are much older than him. But I want to pick up on something he said. He showed his BMI statements. He distinguished between master royalties, sound recording royalties, and what BMI is paying. BMI pays performance royalties on the underlying composition copyright side. I'm always bringing up this chart. I'm not going to do it to you today. Just kidding. I am going to do it to you today. So he was talking about the writer share and the publisher share paid via a PRO. His PRO is BMI. These are performance royalties, but he's distinguishing between these royalties and these royalties because they're 2 separate copyrights. How many producers in my age bracket, in their 30s, 40s, even 50s, how many don't know the difference between the 2 copyrights and the various royalty streams that each respective copyright generates? Quite a few. And here's this kid who is still a teenager educating us about the various royalty streams as they relate to the 2 copyrights for each piece of recorded music.
One question that people always ask me is, JB, what's the main thing that you make your money off of? And I always say the same thing. It's always a lot of different things that come together to equal out to a lot. I don't just have one good thing that I just made all my money off of. It's always been a collection of different streams of income. And I had huge months where I made 20K plus off of just music alone, and I never had to work a job before. And then once again, when I do have huge months, like most of the time it be different sources. I might get a random royalty check for 6,000. I might get a random advance check for 3,000-4,000. Like, you never really know. And then like somebody might want to just buy some beats here and there. So it's really just a lot of stuff that just add up together to really be out to a lot. And I'm gonna give out one huge gem too for any producers out there that's trying to collect all your money off music. One area that I've seen a lot of money off of is my mechanic royalties. And the way that you collect those are signing up with the MLC. So
okay, he's about to explain how to sign up for the MLC. All right. Mechanical royalties, the most misunderstood royalty stream in the music business. How many times have people argued with me and claimed mechanical royalties came from distributors? Back to the chart. Mechanical royalties do not fall on this side of the copyright coin. They fall here. Mechanical royalties, they fall under the underlying composition copyright. And he's talking about MLC, and as you can see, there should be MLC here. Maybe it's not, but MLC will collect them. He's gonna explain. I just think it's telling that he's explaining a lot of things that the average producer, twice his age, gun to their head, could not explain with any degree of accuracy.
This website called MLC.com. All you gotta do is
it's free.
Go to their site and sign up and register.
It is free.
And it's actually free to register.
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is register all your songs the same way you got them on BMI or ASCAP, whatever organization that you with. And when you do sign up with the MLC, and first the MLC actually sends you one big check for all the royalties that you missed. So all the back pay that you haven't received, they'll send you a big check for all of it. So when I first signed up for the MLC, they had sent me a check for like $11,000. And then after that,
I think he's gonna show, it's been a while since I watched this video. I think he's gonna show his master royalty, his sound recording royalty check from the label. And it's a few $1,000s, but it's nowhere compared to these other royalty streams.
they started sending me a check every month. So now I get a check every month for all my songs from the MLC. And it's collecting on all my mechanical royalties. It's a lot of producers that actually don't know about this.
Yep.
So it's really just sitting there in the black box. I would definitely recommend for you to go sign up for MLC so you can really collect your mechanical royalties. And some people, they might go sign an admin deal or something like that, and then the admin deal, they'll take 15% to collect the mechanical royalties.
Okay, he's explaining a lot here. Yeah, so if you're with a publishing admin, like a BeatStars Publishing or a Song Trust, they collect mechanical royalties.
So if you want to collect it yourself, then
But you have to register, you have to register.
I would say go sign up for the MLC. So that way you can collect all your mechanical royalties yourself without having to give up 15% to an admin deal. And the thing about placements, I would say there's a lot of money there, but you have to actually know how to collect it. You have to actually know how to collect all of your royalties, but nobody is going to actually tell you how to do it. Like, it's up to you.
Yeah, the YouTube comments aren't going to tell you how to do it. These producer forums aren't going to tell you how to do it. The labels damn sure aren't going to tell you how to do it.
You to actually go and collect your own money. And there's really a lot of different parts of placement income to collect that people might not even mention. It's really a lot more than you just sign up for BMI or ASCAP. Another way you get paid off placements is master royalties.
Yeah,
so the label, they'll actually send you a check for all of the money that your songs generated. So here and there, I'll be on checks from $5,000 to $6,000 from different labels.
Yeah, but, and I'm not saying this is a small amount, it's not, but compared to everything else, those label checks from the sound recording royalties are dismal in the era of streaming, dismal, because they don't give you much of an equity split at all.
Well, most of the time with most labels, they might have some type of website that you gotta sign.
Oh yeah, they have these portals. I don't even want to get into that. I'm having flashbacks of signing up to these damn portals. So I'm really curious to hear, and I want to have him on. I should send him a DM. I want to interview him because I want to know what he sacrificed as a young person to be this focused when he was in his teens, to the point where he has so much money saved up. And it wasn't in this video, it was in another video. He was able to purchase a house. Let me see something right quick. He's in Memphis, so average house price in Memphis, Tennessee is between $146 and $180. What is it like in my city? God damn it. Okay, so good for him. If he had enough money saved up to purchase a house in his city, and clearly he's working with artists from his city, he wants to stay there. Memphis has a great and healthy hip hop, especially now. You got Glorilla and Big Boogie and all them. Good for him. That was a smart investment. Hopefully this is motivational. Seeing a young person who is this well versed in the music business, that goes against a lot of these narratives we hear about young people coming into the business, not knowing anything, messing everything up, selling beats for $1.99. No, this guy knows more about the music business than I would say 99.9% of every single person leaving me dumbass comments disagreeing with the shit in my videos. So having said that, these young dudes are winning right now. When we're discouraged with the way the music business is going, somewhere there's a 14-year-old playing piano in church and then coming home and making $25,000 off of loop sales in a year. And if we can't feel happy for them, and if we can't draw inspiration from that, then I don't know, maybe we're hopeless. Don't be hopeless. I wish him much continued success. jbsaucedup is the name of his channel. Go follow him on YouTube, subscribe, and I wish you much success. Thank you so much. Peace.